This year has been a pretty good year for Five Nights at Freddy's. We got 2 games and a movie. But what if I told you a game released just now that you cannot play because it got taken down? And it released in a probably a worse state than Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach, which already was released in a really bad state. That's right, today I'm talking about Five Nights at Freddy's Survival Crew. Now, if you can't tell already, I'm currently sick right now. If you can't tell by the way I look and the way I sound, I'm sorry if this voice is annoying, but there's really nothing I can do because I'm sick. I wanted to talk about this because I thought it was interesting. So yeah, that's all I really gotta say about that. Anyway, so earlier today on December 20th, that's when I'm filming this, by the way, a Roblox game released called Five Nights at Freddy's Security Crew, or Survival Crew, not Security Crew. And what's interesting is that it is an officially licensed Five Nights at Freddy's Roblox game compared to all the other Five Nights at Freddy's Roblox games, which are fan games. This one is official. The best way to describe this game is that it's basically Dead by Daylight, but with Five Nights at Freddy's mixed into it. And it released in a pretty bad state. You can watch Fusion Z Gamer play it, Daco play it. It's not great, but it's not awful either. And I want to make this clear, this is in beta testing right now, so it's nowhere near ready to be launched. But it released in a pretty bad state, you know, a whole bunch of reused assets, reused movement. Just as a whole, it wasn't very well built. And a lot of people were very critical of the game, even though it's in beta testing, so you shouldn't be as critical because it's like, okay, this is an early look at the game. This isn't the final version. But a lot of people on Instagram, Twitter, I think YouTube as well, were complaining about this game, about how it wasn't good, which is pretty valid. You know, it's in very early testing. It's not going to be a great game already. But personally, in my opinion, if you see that it's a beta test, you should be like, okay, this isn't the finished game. But a lot of people didn't see like that and were like, this game sucks. But then a little bit later after it released, it got removed. It got shut down. And the reason why is because it wasn't supposed to be released. What we saw was a very early version of the game. So this game was nowhere near completion and it just got released. Here is Scott Cawthon's official statement. Hey everyone, I wish I could visit on better terms more often. What a screwed up today. Bear with me. Yes, there is an official Roblox game being worked on. I'm actually a big Roblox fan and play it a lot with my kids. But the fact that this was released today is one of the most baffling, insane things to ever happen in my 10 years working on FNaF. This is a game in its infancy. Temporary assets, temporary gameplay, unfinished everything. The fact that it got dropped today suddenly on the public just blows my mind. Apparently there was a huge misunderstanding when I approved a skin. It was interpreted as release the game. I obviously took the game down immediately, so despite how difficult it might be to overlook this, well no, I don't think this can be overlooked. It was a huge blunder. I will fix in 2024. Again, I hope everyone can at least believe me when I say that this was a game in its testing phases and it was no way ready to release to the public. I myself have never even played it yet. So again, catastrophic misunderstanding and I apologize. We'll fix. If you can't tell, this game was never meant to be released, at least right now. What we were basically playing is a early concept of what the game should be. And you shouldn't really criticize it for that, but obviously people are still going to complain. They're going to be like, oh, this game sucks, this game is bad. And I'm seeing that right now. I'm still seeing plenty of people say this game looks bad. Why? Because of this version of the game. A version that you were not meant to see. Now, if the game does release and turns out to be bad, that's completely fine. But you shouldn't be criticizing this version of the game because this version, it's far from finished. And it's just really annoying to see all these people automatically write off a game being bad because of an early beta test of the game. And unfortunately, that is becoming more and more common, especially this year. We have multiple leaks. GTA 6 leaked this year, I believe. I think it was either this year or last year, in which we got very early gameplay of the game. And a lot of people just immediately wrote it off as being bad because this early version of the game that you weren't supposed to see got leaked. And now everyone's like, ah, the game sucks. It looks bad. It's like, well, no shit, it looks bad. You weren't meant to see this version of the game. And recently, Insomniac got leaked. Their entire studio got leaked. Everything they were working on, including all the employees, like all their personal information got leaked, which absolutely sucks. But a lot of people were complaining about the new Wolverine game that got leaked with reusing assets, reusing movement. And it's like, well, no shit. They're placeholders. The game's not finished. It's ridiculous to judge a game based on how it looks in its beta stages because that's not the version of the game you're going to get. And it's just really annoying. Anyway, that's all I really have to say about this. I think it's a really interesting discussion on how people should act when they see a beta game or a game that leaks. You shouldn't automatically hate hate on the game from this early footage. Now, it's totally fine to hate the game when it came out, you know, that's the finished product. That's the version they want you to see. But right now, this isn't the version you want to see. Anyway, that's all I really have to say. It's pretty cool we're getting a new Five Nights at Freddy's game in 2024. I'm gonna go to bed now because I'm sick and I wanna sleep. And we shouldn't be criticizing the game for the release date. Ugh, shit.